hey.
I hope people understand that they can contact me. You know, you make your own communication with your own angel. Make your life maybe smoother sometimes. You know, you can do it yourself. You really, really can. It's a true blessing. Go to the website.
Hey.
Contact me. It's easy. You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. Hello, welcome to the Daisy Show. My name's Samuel Bell. And Daisy's my guardian angel. So 20 years ago, a little more than 20 years ago, I went to heaven, went to the other side and received a blessing to have a rapport with my guardian angel. And I'm what's called clairsentient. I'm clairsensing, so I just kind of feel what the feelings are. I'm not clairvoyant. I have seen things clairvoyantly. I prefer not to. And I'm not clairaudient. I have heard rapping on walls for a discarnate entity, but that doesn't mean I'm clairaudient. Everyone else could hear it. I'm clairsentient, which is clear sensing. So this program is about myself, Samuel Joseph Bell. I'm a retired California licensed speech and language pathologist for more than 40 years, specialized with special needs individuals. My profession in speech and language cognition. Also have some experience with Sylvia Celeste Brown, the world-renowned psychic, some training by her, and also some background in neuroscience. It's kind of interesting, really is interesting. And I've used my skills to locate missing persons. Some of my documentaries you can see. And I'm just a connection to the other side. So Daisy, this show is released each Friday, and it is focusing on 3 individuals that are generally recognized, generally understood. And so the information that I bring forward is general information, public information, not private information for those 3 individuals. I want to make that very clear. I don't mean to be violating their personal space, their privacy. Their guardian angel does communicate with Daisy, my guardian angel, and then I have a rapport with Daisy, so Daisy basically tries to get it into my head. I'm the weakest link, for sure. And then I try to express it in thought forms, vocabulary, speech, and language for human beings, earth pilgrims to understand. So if I'm describing someone and you have some resonance with what I'm describing this person like, the suggestion that Daisy and their guardian angel may possibly bring through, may bring you some insights into ways to resolve any issues that you wish to move forwards on. You never know. You can learn lessons the easy way sometimes, avoiding a lot of pain. So, Samuel Bell, Conscious Channel. Daisy's my guardian angel. She's here on the right-hand side. And this program, The Daisy Show, is dedicated to 1, elevating consciousness on the planet, 2, focusing on the most underutilized resource on the planet, and that is women. Okay, and those 2 are kind of connected. Consciousness in the female aspect of consciousness. It's elevating now. It's more the intuitive aspect is moving up in consciousness. And consciousness is actually always flowing. It doesn't stop. So that's what this show's about. Normally what I do, one more comment, clarification. Normally what I do is I do readings for individuals to help them learn their lessons with the least amount of pain, and that's what you can do. You go to the website, sambellshow.com, you can schedule an appointment, and we do it online. And it's to help you learn all your charted spiritual lessons with the least amount of pain, sambellshow.com. So I don't know the person, and I just ask you to put your signature down, and then I look at your signature and I go from there. Okay, your signature at the time, with the intent that you want to communicate, allow your guardian angel to communicate with Daisy. Okay, it's kind of like a little bit more than telepathy and speech and language and visual. It's like your intention's there, you're actually doing it. That's normally what I do. However, these individuals that I've selected are individuals that are very recognized around the planet for their characteristics. So I selected them. See, the other ones I didn't select, they came to me, right? These ones I selected, and I selected these because the stories that they bring forward are just very rich with wonderful lessons. And those individuals are the one and only Miss Tina Turner, what her guardian angel wants to share with Daisy, that Daisy shares with me, that I share directly for the benefit of Miss Turner. Okay? Miss Turner, you're first, okay? In terms of benefit. If anybody else resonates with it, that's all the better. But this is specifically for Miss Turner. The next person is Mr. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. And the third person, the third soul, the third individual on the planet is Mr. Mick Jagger. So those three guardian angels have been lined up, plus all their assistants and spirit guides, just helping them, assorting things so that they can get ready to download it into Daisy in some sort of structured way that I will get the feelings for it. And so Miss Tina Turner. Hello, Tina Turner. Samuel Bell, very nice to meet you. This is a spiritual reading for yourself. And what I'm describing is not how you perceive yourself. What I'm describing is not how others perceive you. What I'm describing is the way Source made you. It does not make you good. It does not make you bad. It's just the way you are. You are not better than Hitler. You are not worse than Lord Buddha. And I will tell you the important things first. Tina, you really, really, 6 reallys is the maximum and be normal. Really, so it's slightly outside normal, mildly outside normal, mildly outside normal, mildly outside normal, spiritual. Okay, so I don't know, maybe 3% of the population, 2% of the population, you're the spiritual zone. And that's the greatest quantity of you, loved one. Spiritual city, spiritual city, spiritual city, spiritual city, spiritual city, spiritual city. Unconditional love. Enough for 2 entities. 2. Everybody else is 1. You're a double. 2 entities. Unconditional love. Okay, so the greatest quantity of essence, signature frequency of you, Miss Turner, is You're just incredibly spiritual over the top. So greed is not an aspect of your awareness in any way, shape, or form. Okay? That's the greatest quantity, so that comes first. Everything else is built on top of that. Next, you're really, 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 really. 6 reallys is maximum normal. Really, really, really. So it's even worse, but it's a smaller amount. Severely outside, moderately outside normal. Like to please. Okay, so you're a spiritual nut, and then you like to please like a total nut. Okay? Spiritual and likes to please. Next thing, hang on to your seatbelts, loved one. You really, 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 6 reallys is maximally normal. Really, 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 again, it's a moderately outside normal, over the top. Try to please. So you like to please and try to please like a rocket ship. And you're a spiritual galaxy. And that's the whole story. It's not complicated. That's the whole story. That's the whole story. It's not complicated. That's the whole story. It's not complicated. Now, are you open for a suggestion? Yes? Okay, now. The Earth is a school. The Earth is a school. And entities incarnate, entities from some other dimension or location, or both, incarnate into physical vehicles, physical bodies, and come to this Earth and go through a process of learning lesson A and then lesson B and then lesson C, and we just keep learning more lessons, more and more lessons. And these lessons were basically pre-charted ahead of time before we incarnated. So the lessons are going to basically kind of fit together, like wallpaper fits together, it's supposed to. The lessons sort of fit together from one incarnation to the next incarnation to the next incarnation, right? So if, you have an inclination to, appreciate horses, the next incarnation, you might, do something with horses, and the next you have something to do, what your inclination is, your own signature resonance is within you. So, because you're so spiritual, loved one, that's the greatest quantity, unconditional love. The way it works is the more loving you are, the more difficult your life is going to be. The more loving you are, the more difficult your life is going to be. Okay? So before you incarnated, you were incredibly super loving. You were spiritual from the get-go, over the top. Was your life easy? No. Look at our Lord. He was loving over the top. Was his life easy? I don't think so. So, you're not doing anything wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. Now, here's a suggestion, loved one. Understand that, let me back up. You already understand this. I'm just bringing this to the surface for the audience, that your grandparents could not conceptualize that their granddaughter, Tina, would become the Tina Turner that everyone loves. So the consciousness of humanity has gone from children of slaves to the best of the best, the best of the best. So, now, none of that's just a suggestion, I'm just laying it out here. Okay, so now here's a suggestion. and I'm sure you must meditate. So, when just to consider this suggestion, I'm stuttering. Excuse me. Consider this suggestion. At your will, your yourself's will, when you want to do an out-of-body experience and not return. Okay, rather than passing on and suffering and, struggling and, or just waiting to suddenly the light switch to go, just put on your hands and dance out, loved one. And I want to share that there are not enough glorious words to describe the souls on the other side of minorities that appreciate your true expression of love on the stage and entertaining people with very, very, very powerful concepts about love. To quote you, what's love got to do with it? The phrase, what's love got to do with it? And when you sang that, the people in the audience knew that you knew what you were singing about, what you were communicating about. So here's your suggestion, sweetheart. Do an out of body, don't come back. Just walk out of your body, okay? Because you're walking into the biggest party. Ooh, biggie, 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 welcoming party for you. Big. Okay? So, and there'll be replays of it. So, I know when I get there, I'm going to be partying too. Yeah! Okay, sweetheart. You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. All right, each show I do a quote from Mabel Beatty, her book Man Made Perfect for Educational Purposes. I couldn't find the exact quote I was looking for, but I thought I'd bring it up here. And this is symbolism. And Mabel says that she had a good rapport with her guardian angel and her spirit guides. Mabel says, nature forces are very strong forces and are very strangely attached to certain temperamental changes in the human aura. Your mind reacts very strongly to nature forces under favorable conditions. There is a certain sympathy between nature. There is a certain sympathy between the human magnetic body and the magnetism of nature. I'm going to repeat that. There is a certain sympathy between the human magnetic body and the magnetism of nature. Those who seek the quiet places of your earth, and those whose whole being revolts against noise and turmoil, and too much human companionship, are those whose attunement is most akin to the great natural forces of wind, water, storm, sunshine, in all the manifold manifestations in the subhuman kingdoms. It is perhaps very hard to realize that all these creatures and all these conditions are quite apart from the evolutionary laws which govern yourselves. Which is pretty cool. In a roundabout way, she's saying, each of us is a child of divine. Each of us is a spark of the divine. You are a spark of the divine. That means that Mother God, eventually, if you go further enough back, is your grandma. Ladies. Gentlemen, Father God, if you go back far enough, is your Pappy. So it's all about resonance. And so what happens is we're on the other side, we come to this side. So when we're on this side, we don't remember coming from that side. Because right now we don't really know where we're going. It's a general theme of people. You know, what happens when you pass on? Well, people have near death, they know. Myself, I know. I don't believe, I know. I've been there. It's like, it's really there. No kidding. So that's what this show is about, elevating consciousness. And as we elevate consciousness, we integrate better with the earth. We integrate better with the earth. Now, today is June 2020. Like last month, they came out with some preliminary information that there's the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance, 7.83 cycles a second, is a resonance of the planet and is also a resonance of a area of the human brain. And that area of the human brain is where people go to relax. Relax, okay? Just happens to be just the same resonance, part of your brain, the same resonance as the earth, okay? Well, 7.83 has been that way since they've been, measuring it. That's the cycle of the earth. And so neuroscience is just kind of, established that there is a part of the brain that this 7.83 cycles a second is what is required for people to stay, kind of like relaxed. Well, the earth has been going up. Sometimes it's 20 cycles a second, sometimes it's 30 cycles a second. Instead of 7.83, it's 50 cycles a second. Well, the past couple of weeks, it's been 50 cycles a second. It's like off the charts. So, okay, well, I've been watching this. I'm interested in this. I'm into neuroscience and language, speech, behavior, communication, how people interact on the planet. So it's a big deal. Your communication skills are intimately entwined with these frequencies that are occurring in the old cortex in between your ears. They're making connected to the oral motor, that make the airflow to make the words come out, that are processing these sounds. So last month, these preliminary science showed that the humans' resonance was causing the Earth's resonance. Okay? Everyone was thinking, well, the Earth resonance goes up from 8.83 to 50, and then the people's resonance goes up. That's what everybody thought, right? The Earth's causing people, but now they found out that it doesn't. It's the people's, like she said in her book, aura affects nature. Let's see if I can find that. And she says it here. Nature forces are very strong and are very strangely attached to certain temperamental changes in the human aura. Nature forces are very strong and very strangely attached to the certain temperamental changes in the human aura. And at the end she says, it's very hard to realize that all these creatures and all these conditions are quite apart from evolutionary laws which govern your cells. It's like, huh? Where our minds are going is causing stuff to the planet? Wow. Very interesting stuff. This, in conclusion on that topic, before I start going to Michael Jackson, this is why meditation is a big deal, loved ones. Meditation is a big deal. It's a big deal. Your brain's taking control of your mind. It's creating the frequencies in your head. It's a big deal. It has things to do with thriving, health, quality of life, peace of mind, digestion, rest, stress reduction. All of those things have to do with meditation. You want to learn how to meditate? Come to the website. We have stuff. We have free stuff. We'll do stuff. We'll help you out. Okay, next, Mr. excuse me, Michael Jackson. Michael Joseph Jackson. Let's pull him up here. Tina Turner, I love you. If I've seen you live, I don't know. It was probably like a, Hollywood Stadium in LA. I think maybe. Well, Mr. If I ever get to Switzerland, I will bring you some, crumpets, and not crumpets, but okay, this is Michael Jackson. Hello, Michael. This is not how you perceive yourself. This is not how others perceive you. This is how Divine Source made you. It does not make you good. It does not make you bad. It's just the way you are. There's no judgment whatsoever. You are not better than Hitler. You are not worse than Lord Buddha. And I will tell you the important things first. Michael, basically you have one speed. One speed, one speed, one speed. And that's the whole story. One speed, one speed. Okay. And you really, 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 6 reallys is max would be normal. Really, really. So this is slightly outside normal, mildly outside normal, moderately outside normal. So you're far less than 1%. You are moderately outside normal. Explosive. Just explosive, baby. Powerful explosive. Powerful explosive. Powerful explosive. Okay, so I don't know. This probably wouldn't be a good example if you're not a hunter or know about rifles, but you're a 300 Weatherby Magnum. It's just like a big old bullet. It's like boom. So that's the first thing. You got one speed and that's it. Just massively explosive. Massively explosive. Now, the second thing as high as it gets is as low as it goes. As high as it gets, as low as it goes. One speed is way up or it's way down. And all of it is motivated by unconditional love. Every single bit is motivated by unconditional love. Every single bit. Of the up and the down was motivated by unconditional love. That was where that explosive energy came from. That was where that explosive energy came from. So when you danced, people could feel the energy. When you sang, people could feel the energy. When you wrote the song, people heard the thought forms, heard the messages, felt the voice, and witnessed your dancing, and they felt it. All of that. Explosive power, explosive. And then there was the depressive, the challenging part. So the energy the massive quantity of energy that you exploded, it was like, it was beyond human. Beyond human. So now, I can't begin to imagine how many billion people love you, how many billion people have benefited from the sounds that you've made with your vocal mechanism, with your moves, with your vocals, with the sounds, with the words, with the tones. Everything so powerful, was pure, truly Michael, Joseph Jackson, all you, Michael. Now, Michael, are you open for a suggestion from your guardian angel that goes through Daisy that comes to me? Okay, so, well, obviously you're on the other side already. You've already recognized that the benefits that you've derived other people to help other people included reduction in stress, as in relaxation, dance, reduces stress, and you had loving messages that were sent. So, don't change, okay? Don't change. It's kind of, I don't mean to be impolite, but you need to be more loving to yourself. Okay, you need to be more loving of yourself. You need to be more loving of yourself, okay? You loved everybody else, that's not a problem, okay? And so there's a distinction between actions and the person. It's a distinction, actions and the person's soul. So you can't judge their actions. You cannot judge their soul. You cannot judge that person because their lessons were derived from whatever experiences, the actions. Okay? So that applies to me. Michael, that applies to you. You can judge my actions, I can judge your actions, but I cannot judge your soul. And that's because you're on the other side now and you know that you were loved unconditionally by every single person. So your life experience is now via ethically used electricity, and me discussing it for persons that have possibly done actions that they have guilt for them to grasp and understand that, yes, you can judge those actions, but those are in the past and not to be repeated. And that your soul learned from those actions. You learned something that wasn't available to learn in heaven from those, quote, missing the mark actions. And then it won't be repeated. So, you can't really judge your actions. Yourself, you can. No, you can judge the actions. Yourself, you cannot. Because you charted those things for lessons. On the other side, it's like very clear. So, and then Michael, see, that's why that pain was, that's why your deep, episodes of depression and stuff wasn't there. Because you weren't loving yourself enough. You had everybody, everything over the top. And in the process, Michael got lost. Okay? So now you're in a place in heaven. Yes, you're Michael Jackson. You've got fans in heaven. I can't imagine the beautiful things you're doing. Well, I can't imagine. I can't do that. That's part of my technique. But I just want you to know, everyone loves you unconditionally, Michael. And you need to love yourself unconditionally also. Okay? You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. Okay. Next, Mick Jagger. Wow. Mr. Jagger. Hello, Mick Jagger. Mr. Jagger. Mick. If it's okay, I'd like to call you Mick. Mick, the first time I saw you was when the helicopter touched down at Altamont. You stepped out in your cape and you looked around like, oh. For the audience, Altamont was a large concert that was kind of rowdy. Grateful Dead was supposed to play, but it was too rowdy for the Grateful Dead to play. But Mick came out, and Mick held the stage with, I don't know, a couple 100,000 people, you know. The Hells Angels provided the security. It was something else. And I saw the helicopter touch down with him when he came out, got out of the helicopter. It was like a swarm of, it was like Mad Max on, you know, who knows what chemicals. And he went out there and held the stage and did it, and there was like, you know, people dying in front of him, bullets whizzing, all kinds of crazy ass shit, man. He just got there, yelling at him. That was the first time I saw him. The second time I saw him was A's Stadium in LA. It was like, you know, turn on the lights, it comes on, and turn off the lights, it goes away. Stage things, it wasn't like Altamont. Altamont, there was 300,000 people, one day event, 3 people born, 3 people died. I got there the night before. It was like scary, big time scary, man. Whew. Never seen anything so scary on the planet. It's wild people, bonfires all night. Where he's like, That was the night before. Okay. Mick Jagger. Thank you, Mick. This is public information for you. Help you learn your lessons with the least amount of pain. If you're interested, I don't think you need to be interested. This is public information, things you already know. It's probably enjoyable to hear it confirmed, though. It's like you can't hide it, Mick. All right, first thing. First thing, you are a crazy maker. You are a crazy maker. You will make people go crazy. Okay. This is, when Divine Source wrote out the prescription for, baby Mick, crazy maker. Okay, so, I'm wholly incapable of describing and, really is where you're at. So, but I'll do my best. Okay. So, first off, very first thing, there's going to be a lot of scatter and stuff I'll talk about. The first thing is, you're very spiritual guy. Okay, today, right now, very spiritual guy. Actually, you're really, 6 is the max normal. You're high normal, spiritual. Mick Jagger. People are like, Mick Jagger. I go, yeah, Mick Jagger. High normal, spiritual. Okay? understands we are one, all the metaphysical concepts. You're all there right now. Right now, you're all there. Now, when you stepped off the helicopter back in, I don't know, when it was the 60s or whatever, I don't know. But today, yeah. So, that's the first thing. Next thing, you really, six releases, max be normal, really. So it's max normal, slightly outside normal. This is not in quantity, but it's in amplitude, strength, is sexual power. Okay? Sexual power. Okay? Sexual power. So we have a person that's very spiritual with sexual power. Now I'm describing a person that's, which I started off saying is a crazy maker. All right. So the first thing, spiritual big time. Next thing, sexual power. Yeah. Next thing, %50 of the time, you're going to cause pain. Okay? That's how you get stuff done. 50% of the time, you're going to cause pain. Because after the pain, you're going to bring something really powerfully good. It feels good. So your pain it's not like wasted pain. It's like, and then it's like, you get a shot of Novocaine, you massage it, and it goes away. You're like, ah. So you're using this one direction of discomfort to great amounts to bring about a feeling of release and feeling good that's really powerful, that's attached to sexual power. So it's like universally great, you know. Let's procreate. So, that's 50-50, right? 50% of the time it's like, you know, we'll do negative, come across as, you know, like, because you're using that to make some really good thing even better afterwards. On a spiritual path. Like, holy moly, that's pretty interesting how to do that on a spiritual path. Because you have a highly intellectual person, right? That's how you're going to express your soul in this incarnation to generate the lessons that you need to learn, okay, at those correct points in time. So in terms of someone falling in love with you, in terms of someone falling with Mick Jagger with unconditional love, you can make that person literally go crazy. You can make them literally go crazy. Okay, so it's a very difficult, correction, it can be a difficult path. It can be a difficult path. So, now, okay, now you open for a suggestion. Yes? Okay, good. Now, in the 60s, it was like, well, there's the Beach Boys, surfers, there's, you know, the Beatles, and then there's Rolling Stones. Sympathy for the Devil. And Mick Jagger is coming across on stage as the real deal, because he is the real deal. Any guy that can get off at the helicopter into a mob to entertain them, and I'm talking about a mob that's killing people. It's like, ah! is, you know, something else. So the suggestion is, don't change, don't change, don't change. Imagine the concerts that you will be doing on the other side. Be awesome, awesome, awesome concerts on the other side, okay? So that's what you need to look forward to. If, my brother, Mick, if you make some time for yourself, okay? That's where you are right now. You've done everything, you've doing everything, you've booked yourself into oblivion, you spent your entire career booking it, and now you're at the peak, you're at the top of the mountain. You got to come down the mountain. You have to make yourself come down the mountain and go, hey, I'm gonna hang out at home, have a croissant with butter. Talk to Tina, have some fresh preserves. Treat each other with unconditional love. A lot of people love you, including me, Mick. A lot of people love you and respect you, okay? Now, so the big picture is you have an incredibly spiritual person that puts up a powerful whack driven by sexual power. But the purpose of it in the long run is a setup so that the person will feel good for spiritual reasons. So you've provided a tremendous spiritual growth outlet for certain types, okay? People in the choir might not be the ones that are going to be driving Harleys up in the dirt to rock concerts with Jack Daniels. Plus, who knows what else was going on out there. Except you. You're the person that could do that. You're the person that has the willpower to do it. You know, we go to the hospital and say, I want to take a picture of Mick Jagger's willpower, a CAT scan of Mick Jagger's willpower. They're going to go, well, Mick Jagger's a row. And then we don't have any equipment to take a picture of his willpower. I said, well, how about let's do an x-ray of his unconditional love? I want an x-ray. Mick Jagger's unconditional love. He can pay whatever. No, you know, sonogram, no. How about his ability to focus? No. We can tell what his heart's doing. We can tell what parts of his brain is doing. He can pass on and we can figure out nothing's happening in his brain, and then he can have a near-death experience and come back, and after a few minutes go back and his brain starts working. He can tell us what was happening, and he could see us from above, and he could accurately describe things we couldn't see except from that position. A near-death fact. So, willpower, ability to focus, and unconditional love are the big ticket items Mick Jagger has. And they're tied to sexual energies. Sexual energies. Sexual energies are very unusual because they cross all species and are required for habitation of a healthy environment. It's directly where the density of material connects with the psychic aspects. Something similar to what I was describing about the Schumann resonance, 7.83, occurring in a relaxed mind and on a normal, healthy, stable Earth. However, right now, the Earth is like, and so additionally, the general, consciousness of the planet requires meditation by the viewers like you, please. So sit with your back straight, palms up. It's called the Egyptian position. Breathe in through your nose. Breathing in the white light. Exhale out your mouth any greed, anger, frustration, fatigue. Exhale and visualize this so much burnt ash. Do that 4 seconds a day. Everyone, 4 seconds a day. That's all you need to do, Mick. Tina. That's all you gotta do. Mick and Tina, all you gotta do. Do that 4 seconds a day, and then your mind is taking control of your physical body. The mind, which includes the mind outside your skull, where your aura functions, where Michael Jackson functions. 5th, 6th dimension. If you're holding unconditional love, you're going to have that 5th, 6th dimension connection. You can. You might not be able to see it, feel it, touch it, or hear it, or smell it, but trust me, it's there. It's just outside of your Earth Pilgrim perceptual domains. But it's there. It's absolutely there. Okay, so Mick, it was an honor giving you a reading, and don't change. Got to make a little bit of time for yourself, bro. It's not about not loving yourself, it's about making the time for yourself, because you make no time. All right. Mick, you and all your loved ones are always in my prayers.